Hello, everyone. Hope you hear me well. My name is Marina, and it's a pleasure to speak about lucid dreaming right now here. So, first, I would like to ask you to do this. Think about from 1 to 5 how good you remember your dreams right now. Just think about it. Okay. Now imagine that you are riding a huge prehistoric dragon, and everything feels like so real, like a Daenerys Targaryen. Yeah, in a famous episode movie. Yeah. Then you are in the Matrix movie, and you can practice your kung fu. You know, like download the manuals, and you just can do this, or sing like an opera star. And then even you can go and meet up with a long dead relative, speaking to him, her, and make this profound piece of memories. Yes, except everything's not in the movie, it is in your dream. It is so realistic-like, and you can perceive it like it really happens to you. That's what people experience when they start doing lucid dreams. So when they know the application of lucid dreams and how efficient it is for their lives and mindfulness and all stuff, they dedicate their lives to keep doing lucid dreams. And they do a lot of technologies, and so we have literature, we have different courses for lucid dreams, we have even food supplements, and the most the new is a lucid dreaming device. It's like a first when I Google in a browser on Google. So lucid dreaming, the third word would be device. And so, yes, it's very unique right now, thinking about how lucid dream can influence our lives. And we're also thinking about application of those dreams. So, first of all, I would like to tell maybe more about lucid dreams for those who would understand. First, you need to understand that in a dream you are aware that's a fact you are dreaming. This is the first step. And it's hard to train to do. So people do, so there are different techniques of what really people do. So, but we are thinking about applications of such dreams. So people could reduce their negative self-talk, and they would restore their lack of faith in themselves and become better people. So it will let them to access their subconsciousness either with help of the machine, because it takes a lot of time to train yourself to understand that right now I am dreaming. And there are different how people can do this. It's like wake-induced lucid dreams. So you can go to bed, wake up in the middle of the night, set your intention to see lucid dream, and then really hack your brain. When you are part asleep, part awake, you can feel this state and catch it and become suddenly lucid, and that's after this point you can control your dream. So the second is you do meditation, staying in the moment, being aware in your real life, awake life, that right now I'm in the moment. So that's how your brain suddenly, you train it in a dream to suddenly understand, so right now I'm dreaming. This is a key point. Once you understand it, you can do what you want, because normally we perceive dreams as the pictures or movies or don't even remember them. So by raising the consciousness, you raise your consciousness in a dream, and you can start remembering dreams better. Then you can take really control of your dreams. And REM, sleep-induced lucid dreams, that would be when people can impact the REM phase. That's what we do with our device. And okay, this is a short brain hacking session for you guys. So could you say if we are dreaming right now or we are awake? Just think about it. Yeah, probably you'll say that, I'm awake. But how can you prove it? Because most of the times in our dreams we are so sure that we are awake right now, and that's how we can distinguish the dreams from the reality. So I would suggest you to pinch your nose closed and inhale. If you can do this, so you're probably awake. So, and also try to count the fingers once. How many? Should be 5. Yes, and do it again. The dream reality, it changes, alters fast. So probably in a dream, if you do this the next time, you'll calculate maybe 7 fingers or 3, or maybe you won't see even your hand at all. That's how you maybe understand, oh, I should be in a dream right now. Short brain hacking session. So we did a lot of research and development of how can we impact the REM phase and how we can transfer this normal dream to a lucid dream. And we found out that the current stimulation can really affect the brain wave and train your brain to change this like normal REM phase into lucid phase. There's not a lot of difference, but when you see on the EEG scanner, so there will be activity when you are awake. So right now, this is a prefrontal cortex, and it operates on a higher efficiency. It's red. And during the sleep, it's a normal REM phase when your brain is not really active, but this prefrontal cortex also not really active. But in a lucid dream, you can see the difference. A little bit of difference. It's like your consciousness is raised a little bit. So that's how you can understand that you are dreaming right now. You can distinguish the dream from reality. And here is our device. What we do with this. You put it on your head, not on your eyes. A lot of people do this when we first give them. I'll show you everything. So you put it on your forehead, you go to sleep with the device. Yeah. It looks like this. Those are electrodes. They measure when you have REM phase. And once you have it, it triggers the electric current. So it changes your brain wave into a different alpha. No, it's a delta. Yes, it's a delta. So that's how it works on a technology side. You can also check it out. So we have here the electrodes are not changeable, and so they do both measure and they do stimulation as well. We also did a lot of public tests, and we invited people for just one session, or they could sleep with the device for a couple of times. We did also double-blinded tests and placebo effect tests, and by measuring different data. First of all, the device collected data about when REM started, when it applied stimulation. And also after test, we after sleeping, we ask them to pass the psychological test. This is called Lucid Scale test, and that measures how lucid you were in a dream, how conscious you were in a dream. And those are different scales. How, for example, control, how good you can control your dream, or how, or thought, or maybe if you had any thoughts in your dream. Because sometimes I can have like inner dialogue in my dream, but so I couldn't really understand that it's a lucid dream. So we measured that activities, and we could say that the device itself, it gives a plus 30% to your consciousness. So the fact that you become dreaming from the very first try is a very high probability of this, but some people, they have a really different initial state. Some people don't remember dreams. So the first step for them would be like remembering their dreams. Other people would say, I do have dreams, I remember my dreams, but not very well. And maybe they would feel something different. They perceive the dream different, themselves in the dream a little bit different. And the best experience would be like really understand you are in a dream. But we also help people not to just to pass this first step, because it's like, you do meditation, you want to feel what it'd be like Buddha, but you do it a lot. In lucid dreaming, it's the same. You do a lot of training, meditation, and sometimes you can't reach your first lucid dream. So the device could really help you do this. Even if you are already experienced lucid dreamer, but suddenly maybe some stress in your life, and you can't really control your dream, understand that it's a dream. So the device also would help you. And we're thinking about how we can not only help just regular consumer with wellness and well-being, we also think about people who are have disabilities, or people who are patients after some trauma, and they're lying in a bed and thinking, if the treatment would work, if the surgery would work for me, how long I will stay here in the hospital in the bed. We're thinking about how they, from lucid dream, they could become more satisfied with their life, how they can recover better. And by delivering special content to them, we can help them. For example, it could be developed with a psychologist, and we are already working on such case when you do particular things in your dream, and that leads to a better recovery for you. And if you are just a disabled person, for example, you can do what you want in a dream, no physical boundaries, and you can fly, you can dance if you like to dance, whatever is imaginable. So it's a lot about imagination in the dreams. And we help with our content, we help people to guide them. For example, depending on what matters the most for you. You can choose between different content and live out this experience in your dream. And when people do lucid dreams, they also keep a dream diary. So I specifically like the application when you can start your morning routine from meditation. We are thinking about what if you can wake up and quickly write down your dream and go from there, because you can also share this dream with other people. And imagine if it was very interesting for you, maybe someone else could read your dream and use it as his own experience. That would be amazing, I think. And a lot of lucid dreamers, they think that too, because sometimes you are lack of imagination, like what I'm going to do next. You have to go to the internet, read something to get inspired. And we think that the delivered content could really help you to get focused on your practice, on developing your skills of doing lucid dreams. And really think about how this could impact your stress level. Right now we are doing such tests. We have our first customers, like more early adopters, and they help us with measuring the stress and how they couple with stress with the lucid dreams. And we are, as a startup, we also have a lot of stress, and we couple with this also with lucid dreams. Imagining I wake up in the morning and thinking about how great my dream was. It forgotly vanished all my stress from the previous day, and I get ready for a new one. It's like having a second life in a dream, and we can really spend our life. We have separate part in a dream. And I know that Buddhist monks who practice lucid dreams, and they really they train themselves to be conscious all the time. For example, they are conscious during the day, they know who they are, they remember themselves. They go to sleep and they still can remember themselves. It's not like they die for the night. They can remember themselves and they have a separate life in a dream. That's really amazed me. And when I heard about such opportunity to join this company, it wasn't a company back then, but join the research of lucid dreaming. I started it with my co-founder Nikita, and he's already experienced lucid dreaming, and I wasn't. I only heard about this. So he created this device. His motivation was to create this device so I could also experience my first lucid dream. And I also trained myself. It was very, very hard. And with help of such a technology, I could, say, yes, lucid dreams, they exist. Because before, I only knew that it is, but I couldn't reach this. That was really helpful for me. And I'm thinking about what I haven't covered about lucid dreams. But please, maybe you can ask some questions. And I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
What's it like? Really good work. I was wondering, is there a way to use this while you are awake, sort of like a shamanic, a drum journey, which also goes into that a delta state?
Thank you for your question. So in our latest research, we also implement the electric stimulation during the day to help you shift your consciousness during the day to get more focused. For example, a 20 minutes session with the device could help you really get focused on your work, like augment all this mental thing. It's like a meditation, but just 20 seconds with the device. You don't really have to meditate, just maybe sit down and relax.
So one problem that I've had, and I know some friends that have had, is that as soon as we become lucid, we get kind of excited and like the dream starts to dissipate, which is frustrating. And I was wondering, do you know of any ways, either through the technology or just like other techniques, that you can get around that?
Yeah, thank you for your question. Yeah, we're thinking how we can change this with the technology by adding some stimulation when you have REM phase, because we do some short stimulation when REM starts. It's like 15 seconds, but maybe with better EEG scan, when you get more information and you see that the dreams is decreasing. So maybe another stimulation could help, but it is on the technology side. But normally, if you do lucid dreams, and you really have to, couple with this with meditation, because you need to control your emotions. When you really get really emotional in a dream, the dream will end most of the times. And also, a dream plot. Under the dream plot, I understand that you have a specific sequences of actions that you have to do in a dream. When you have this on your mind, and in a dream you suddenly realize that I'm in a dream, and you do this one by one, that really keeps you in a dream. That's how I manage this.
I was just wondering how you detect when you're in the REM cycle, and like what the accuracy is in knowing when you're in REM cycle or some other part of the sleep cycle.
So we use, in this particular version, we use oculography and 2-channel EEG to detect when you have REM phase. And we also measure other states as pulse and the temperature, yes. But for the next device, the second generation that we are producing right now, we use 8-channel EEG to measure REM phase. What is this? Was the question? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please. What market are you guys selling to, and how is it? What's been your experience, I guess, going to the market, and what has been your challenges in expanding and growing in the market?
Thank you so much for your question. So we are thinking about, of course, it's B2B, people who already do lucid dreams or know about lucid dreams. The second addressable market would be people who are in meditation, yoga, and mindfulness. We also think about B2B applications. It's like consumer health, also and the corporate. We think about how we can apply this technology to people who are in a corporate environment and have a lot of stress, and how they can reduce this stress. And maybe insurance companies, they pay less for, get rid of the effects of the stress when you really feel sick, and you have to take sick days. And yeah.
I'm curious if there's research into the effects of different types of lucid dreams. So for example, I imagine, I don't know, but maybe you had a lucid dream that was like a horror movie, and maybe it was an expression of, for whatever reason, something that was a fear of yours, but it didn't go very well. that might be very different than, for example, certain yogic traditions that actually practice their meditation throughout their lucid dreaming process. Is there research into the content of the lucid dream and what you should direct it towards for the most therapeutic benefit?
Yes, we encountered such research on the internet, different white papers published in medical magazines. They really do research how lucid dream can do this, and there is a special content. But anyway, when you do have these horror dreams, and you can realize it's just a dream, and you can stay away from it and change everything in your dream, that is already beneficial. We also know that you can conquer such thing as a sleep paralysis, when you basically can move, but it's a horrific experience. You can't move, but you still can have senses that someone's grabbing your head or leg, or you have some audio or visual senses. It's horrific. So we know how to do this also with the lucid dreams, and we think about adding this content to our platform where people could read about it, instead of going to the internet and you don't really know where to find and how to find. We have already this medical documentations, and if we recreate them in a understandable content of specific, do this and this, and that will be helpful for you. So yes, it's absolutely for people who have different sleep problems. This is lucid dreams can be helpful.
So I'm wondering if the product is for sale right now and how much it would cost, and when your version 2 is scheduled to come out.
Yes, thank you for your question. So right now we are developing 200 units, and we do pre-orders. We already have 130 pre-orders, and we still have left maybe 30. You can really pre-order on our website, and the price is $400 per unit. So the price is relatively, high, and we understand this. But we're thinking about different models, business models, how we can do it later. So far, the batches, it comes in a very small batches. Yes, it's possible to pre-order right now.
We're going to do 3 more questions.
So I'm wondering, so it seems that there's one part which is helping the user through external stimulation to be aware that he's lucid dreaming and inducing the lucid dream. And I wanted to know also to what extent you're looking into bridging the conscious and the subconscious of the users and helping them interpret and look into more the phenomenology and maybe Jungian psychology or such aspects that help the user give meaning to the dream. And I heard you mention the wellness, but from what I read, there's also the part of facing one's fears in the dream and so on, and there are techniques to do that. So I wanted to know if you were connected to this more interpretive and subjective part of the dream interpretation.
So let me understand if I get you right. So how can people get their dreaming experience to the real life and help them with this? Yes, like this? Or for example, imagine that you have a complex social situation, yeah, and you don't know what to do. And maybe in a dream you can just find the different angle you look at it and couple with this through the dream. Or you can really replay the whole situation. For example, go into boss and talk to him. You can really recreate the situation in a dream with multiple responses of him to you and you to him, and maybe find out the best way, because you are interacting with your subconsciousness, and subconsciousness is a really powerful thing. That's how you can, create this calming effect from the dream to your real life. Understanding that you can manage this, you will restore your belief in yourself. I hope I respond to your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Hi. I'm sorry if you already answered this. I missed the first part, but I was just wondering, how long does your average user take to realize lucid dreaming, or come to the realization of lucid dreaming?
So on average, it takes somewhere from 3 to 5 times to come to realization. Yeah, everything? Okay.
Just one last question. So, since you said it's B2B, who are your competitors at this point?
So in terms of we have different lucid dreaming device on the market, and they use audio and audio and light stimulation. So we in our stimulation with electricity, we recreate the 40 Hz frequency. That is from original experiment of lucid dreaming. Then you apply a special frequency. You compare to different frequencies, other different frequencies, this is the most effective. So if you can apply the 40 Hz frequency from electricity, you can do it from audio and from light. You can apply also 40 Hz. But from our research and from statistics, we see that the electricity is the best way to put you in a lucid dream, because that's the audio and light still require some training. And from their perspective, I know that they do it just for customer sales. For B2B for us, for our market, we don't really have competitors for B2B, because we do both B2C and B2B.
Yeah, I've seen Kickstarter campaigns for Remy and other ones that are for lucid dreaming, and none of them have B2B their own.
Yes, they do. They don't have B2B for what I know. They do B2C.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your question.
One last question.
Yes, please.
Have you done any studies on using supplementation or supplements along with the lucid dreaming machine? I know, for example, whenever I take melatonin to help me sleep, I have extremely vivid dreams, but I don't realize I'm dreaming until I wake up. But have you done anything where you'll give a person who's wearing the device some melatonin or something similar like that in conjunction with the machine?
We did melatonin, but only for purpose for sleep. People who could have choice, either they would take it or not. But we didn't really have a lot of data on this question. But we can, for what I can say, that if you have a calm dream with melatonin, probably you can, remember your dream better, because it also have a calming effect on you, and maybe some stress relief, so you fall asleep easier. So once you have your stress relief decreases, so maybe you would perceive dream better. But we don't have a lot of data on this matter right now. So we have still 30 customers, and more customers are going in. So we think about collaborating with them and measure a lot of data and create a lot of case studies. We can, really go to B2B market and create our content based on this information. Thank you so much, and thank you.